Welcome back guys to another Zero DTE video, and today Coach Ernie is going to be talking about convexity, so make sure you stay tuned. If you're interested in becoming a pro trader, check out the link in the description to join the world's #1 Zero DTE trade destination. Enjoy guys.
Can you give an example on that convexity, please?
It's the place where people think it's no longer profitable to trade. So some people, they'll take a trade on an option, right? And they'll try to get a cheap option, what they think is cheap, and still gives them a chance to make money. There's some point where it gets so cheap where they feel like this can't make any money. That's the convexity point.
Oh, that's the single though. That's the single.
It doesn't matter. It's the same way with butterflies too, because if you put a butterfly far enough out, it gets to a point where people aren't going to use that butterfly anymore. I keep on getting these things like, oh yeah, but you might as well just put on a single trade, and because it's so worthless, and that, which is true. At some point, you just put on a single trade instead of a butterfly. But there is one point where that butterfly still is cheap enough to do it, but too far out where other people will care, but still has good properties in it where you can make money. That is also the convexity point. And I found that it's the same price as options, single options. And that's somewhere between 25 cents and 50 cents for the strategy. That seems to be the place where most people don't want to go, at least in the size of the asset that we're using, the SPX. I'm sure it's different for different asset types where that convexity point is, you know, what the cost of it is. Like on an XSP, which is 1/10 the size, it's probably 2 to 5 cents, not 25 to 50 cents. But there's something about that particular place where people decide that, I'm not going to bother with that. That's just throwing money away. That's the convexity point, because the odds are that, and the return is that the amount of money that you're spending on these things that no one else wants to care about will end up being very profitable, because when they do hit, they make so much more money than the cost that it's like a no-brainer.
Oh, so it's the same, like the risk to reward ratio, huh?
Yeah, there's a point where most people don't want to deal with it, and so they avoid it. And I'm saying that's the point where we trade.
Okay.
The same thing happened even with the Zero DTE trade, which isn't even close to where these other tail risk trades that we take. And even that, people say, oh, it's useless to trade, put something out where your risk is 10% of the debit. They say, my trade's never going to get inside the butterfly tent. And I say, well, that's not your goal. And then they don't understand that. They don't understand, what do you mean it's not my goal? You mean my goal is not to make money? No, that is not your goal to solely, that shouldn't be your only goal. It should be two things. One is reduce your risk and make money. And what is the proper balance between the two? So how much can I risk versus how much can I make? If I have to risk a lot to make a little, that's not anti-fragile. If I have to risk a little to make a lot, that is anti-fragile. So that's where we want to be. We want to risk as little as we can to make a lot, and make the return on the capital that we put to work be very positive and work over the long time and be consistent. Most traders don't think that way at all. They just think about win rate. And what they don't realize is that they're missing the whole point of it, and that's to make money long term. They're confused with some intermediate wins, and the dopamine drip that it causes in their head makes them feel good with what's going to work over a long period of time. Because those strategies end up introducing so much risk that they draw down a lot, and then they wipe out all their winnings, and then they start making bad decisions and they never get back. And then they jump onto a new strategy and try the whole process again, and then they lose a lot, and it's a never-ending cycle of never getting anywhere. At least in my experience, almost, I would say 95% of the traders that come in here, they suffer from that one thing, going through that cycle, getting on a good run and then losing it all, getting on a great one and giving it all back plus some, right? How many of you have said that to me? Almost everybody. And that's what you want to try to avoid. And the way you avoid that is by finding the convexity point and buying options or things super cheap for big reward. That way you're not drawing down, you're not losing. And when you do win, it's like you're never going down. You're always going sideways or up, sideways or up. And the reason why most people don't like that is that they don't like the uncertainty of when up is, because sometimes it's just taking too long and they don't understand. Why can't I just keep on making money all the time? Because the world doesn't work that way.
Thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button below. If you're interested in becoming a pro trader, remember to check out the link in the description for Ernie's Skool Community.